Hey guys, it's Mel. This was kind of not planned, so I thought I would start filming. I'm putting together a little, it's an oven cupcake box, and it is a Lori Whitlock cut file. It's 99 cents at the Silhouette online store. If you go to her website, which usually this is the opposite, if you go to her website, I think it's like $2.99 or it's more than 99 cents. So for this one, I recommend going to the Silhouette online store. And I no longer have my subscription there. I just bought it individually. So I just, did it through my PayPal or whatever and just got this one. I thought I would do a little somewhat tutorial video and show you how to put it together. So it doesn't look like much now, and I kind of tried to prepare what I could so I wouldn't, bore you guys to death, but I want you to see how cute this comes out. So my very best friend that we've been friends since we were about 7 years old is turning 30 tomorrow. It always went my husband, because we were all friends since we were younger. I've been with my husband since we were 15, and I've been friends with this friend even longer, and she's turning 30 on August 25th, which is tomorrow, and then she's like a few weeks from me, which is September 9th. So anyway, I'm making this for her, and then I'm going to add a cupcake to it, and I cut it out, and she says that this is 8.5 by 11 compatible, so if you have a portrait, this should work on there too. I have the cameo, so I had the full 12 by 12. So I used 2 pieces of this as my new Tuesday morning paper, if you saw my Tuesday morning haul, which I'm loving. So this isn't a traditional oven style, but this is what I chose for mine. So you're going to cut out a piece that looks like this, a piece that looks like this. There was this piece, but I folded up into a box and got it prepared already. This is an extra piece that she gives you, which I love, which is for the back. And then she gave you this little white piece that I already attached, and where's the other one? Oh, here it is, hiding under here. This other little purple piece, and then the other little white handle. And another thing I love is that she measured this exactly, or whoever, her designers, that it made this like little handle, like buckle. So it looks like a real handle. I just love it. Love little details like that. So let's get started, and I will try to explain what I did along the way. Now, when you're cutting it out, one thing that I love versus the Cricut is that it cuts out these score lines for you, but it doesn't seem to do quite the hack job that my Cricut used to do. No, maybe I had the wrong blade setting. Yeah, blade settings. But all you have to do is kind of go like this. I didn't even use my scoreboard or anything. I just, kind of did that. So that I liked. What I don't like about the Silhouette is how it's all by computer. I like the ease of the Cricut. So it's got its bonuses and its negatives, but so far I'm loving it. So anyway, I'm using 2 types of score tape. I use the 1/4 inch and 1/2. You can use whatever you want, but I recommend sticky tape. There's going to be a couple places in here that I use that are, I'm going to use the ATG gun, but I wouldn't recommend it. I use the strongest adhesive that you have, or even liquid glue if you have a little more time. This is what it looks like. I got it from the scrapyard. Although I've heard some people say, and I haven't had this problem, I've heard some people say that it's not as strong as the red sticky tape, but I haven't had the problem, and I've been making a lot of these little boxes and stuff. So to each his own, I guess, but I happen to like this tape because it's the ripping kind. Like, you don't have to get out the scissors every time. You just rip what you need right off, and that's the ease of that I really like. So all I did was I just put the tape on the 2 strips. So that's what I did there. And then you're forming, I believe this is the top. And then again, I just folded, all these in, and I added these little brads. These little brads are from Hobby Lobby, and I'm trying to see where I put them so I can show you the container. It'll pop up somewhere, so I'll tell you. I'll show it to you if I see it. So I just added that, and that's basically all I did. And I inked a little bit around the 2 handles with this Memento Dewdrop Lulu Lavender. So then I put the adhesive, same thing on these sides. And I would use more adhesive, than more than less, we'll say. Oh, and for this inside here, I don't own any acetate, but I used this little plastic sheet. It was something like, here's the other piece that I cut off. You know how we're always getting like a package of stamps or something like that, and it has the same bottom? Look, there's prices and everything on here. Or your packages from the dies, the MFT dies. I basically just cut the top off and cut the middle out, and then back here I use my ATG gun, and I just cut it to size and put it back there. So it's got its little acetate. So if you don't have acetate, use your old packaging. Okay, so that's how I got the little window. Now, here's the top of the oven, and I'm just kind of doing this as I go along because she has an instructional video on YouTube too, but I just don't like to pay attention to instructions. I like to try to do it myself. But anyway, that's not always recommended, but again, to each their own. And sorry if my head just got in the way. So I'm just going to attach that there, and then now you want to only put adhesive on these beveled sides, if that makes any sense. So this one, and this back one. You don't want to put adhesive on these rounded sides because this is going to be where you open your oven. And then you want to kind of just get these as close as you can, and you can use like liquid glue, like quick dry or something like that on these. But you just want to kind of use your hand and stick your hand in here to try to guide this along here. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Guide that along there and match it up the best you can so everything's all even. You need something, Maya? Okay, so then you have it attached, and then you can even do go the extra mile. Just go in here, make sure it's all sealed, because that's what's going to be holding your cupcake. So then we just have it here where we close it, and I'm just going to test it, make sure everything lines up. Sorry, this is hard to do on camera. Why is it not going in there? Oh, that's why. Okay. You just want to make sure too that your tabs inside of here, oh look at the little, it's coming together. You want to make sure that your tabs inside here that are glued to the side are, you got enough glue, like say like right here. You might want to go in and just, if you're using liquid glue, and just put a little dab. Of course it would be clogged on me. There we go. Put a little dab on the corner, and then just make sure that's sealed, because you don't want anything, when this goes to close, you don't want anything catching on that, because that's what was happening right there. So that fits in there like so, but you don't want to close it quite yet. But again, those sides are not going to have any glue on it. So this is another piece that I cut out, and again, all I did was you just fold down all the score lines, and basically this is the insert. This is going to go on the inside to house your cupcake. So I'm going to cheat tomorrow, and I'm not going to make the cupcake. I am going to go take my butt straight to the bakery and pick out a really cute cupcake, because I don't want to make a whole batch just for this. Now normally I would, but we're running late on time, so this is the last minute gift idea. So you basically want to put together a box, and you can hide the ugly part on the inside, or just so you don't have any seams. I guess either or, which way would look better. Okay, we'll do it like that. You can do it however you want. Pick whichever side you want to tuck in. And why are you giving me a hard time? This is an older glue. So I'm just going to put a little bit of here, a little bit here. I was going to use my ATG gun for this, so it'd be faster in this video, but I think this will be okay. So just kind of glue that, and then you have your little pretend box. You can even do these back sides. So just do a little here. I'm kind of new to this Tombow adhesive, although this one I have is old. I just haven't used it in a while, and it almost looks yellowy. Hopefully it'll be okay, but I'm sure once she eats this cupcake, this thing is not going to hang around for long, and that's okay with me. I don't ever expect people to like keep all my cards and stuff. Enjoy it that day, and that's it. Like, I understand, especially if you're not a crafter, although this friend is, but especially if you're not a crafter, I don't expect you to hold on to this kind of stuff. Just enjoy it that day, and that's fine. So then just do the same thing here and get all your, you know what, I'm going to do ATG for this just to speed it up so you guys aren't not making you wait too long. Okay. Now, and thanks to Miss Mindy, my ATG gun is a lot quieter. Check out her channel. She did a video for me, and she showed how she just oiled up the gears in here. Like, she took it apart and just, it really wasn't hard. She got a Q-tip and oiled the gears with a little bit of olive oil, and because this used to squeak something terrible, and it was so annoying, especially when I would do like these tutorial videos. And it's so much quieter now, if it even makes a noise. Every now and then it'll make a noise, but nothing like it did. So thank you, Miss Mindy. She's on vacation, so I don't know if she'll be seeing this, but and those of you who are watching from the card group, she's in the card group, and I think her birthday's in January, if I'm remember correctly. So there we have it. There's our little insert. So let's pull our little oven open, and she's going to go right in there, slide right in there, fits perfectly, and then let me just try to shut this. And my fingers are all sticky from the glue. Okay, so let's just get this closed and put to the side for now. So see, you can see when you have the little cupcake in there, you'll view it right through the little window. So now that that's done, we'll set that aside. And what we also have is we have the little drawer. This is going to go right down here. So I think we're going to, I'm wondering if I want to ink this really quick. Probably not going to make much of a difference, but I got to get it tomorrow. Maya says, what about the cupcake? That's the part she'd be excited about. I wonder if I should do this with a slightly deeper purple to show up a little more. Hold on one second. Let me reach into my ink thing. You're fine, Maya. We have a little audience member over here. Maya's watching. So I'm going to try this purple. Although it looks awfully bright, I just want this to stand out, like to look like a real drawer on there. So these are those little Studio G that I get for like 10 cents, 15 cents, 20 cents when they're on clearance, because they're not the season's color. And I don't really care because I'll use it. And I think this is for Halloween, but I'm not making this for Halloween, so you see that you can use it. Okay, so that'll give it a little dimension. It's not something you really notice, but just a little purple around there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is grab my ATG gun again, and I'm just going to lightly do this. I probably should have did this before that because I'm going to bend my little handle, but I'll reshape that back up. Okay, and you could have used your sticky tape on this too. I'm just trying to speed this up a little bit. So I'm just going to perk up my little handle again, and I believe this goes right in the front. Sorry, I was trying to turn this off. Okay, let me put this right here. It goes right in the front here. Let me try to center it before I actually press it down. So this acts as your little broiler or your bottom drawer. Well, my oven's like a fake me out one. This one's just a drawer, but my oven at our old house used to be an actual broiler. Which I don't even really know how to use. Shows how good a cook I am. Okay, so now here's the top piece. And as you see, I didn't have, I think she has in the picture, and I want to go to Michael's, but I just don't have time today, obviously. But for future, because I plan on making this for other people, because I just think it's so cute. But I wonder if I could find a brad that's like a little clock or a little timer, because that's what this is supposed to represent. But instead, I found a brad, and this was from an old Stampin' Up, and this is called From Jelly Bean Sweet Shop. So there's a bunch of brads, and I found one in there that has a cupcake. And then I found these little ones are from the same to match the handle, and they are from I think they're spare parts from Hobby Lobby. So I just folded this into a little box so it gives it some dimension, and then what you're going to do is you're going to want to put it on the top of your box towards the back, and that's going to act as your, and I'm going to put glue on this so it stays on well. This is going to act as the top of your oven where your little knobs are. That's what the little brads, the little silver brads are supposed to represent. I wish I had little white brads, but I think it looks nice because then it actually looks like it's real fixtures. So I have a fan over here, so I'm just putting it in front of the fan so it becomes tacky. So just give that a second. So then we're just going to attach this up to the back of here and line that up. And you just want to turn it over and make sure that you got it lined up. It's not overhanging off the back. And this is the back view now. The other thing that's so neat to me is she gives you, and these are just extra details that would make me keep buying from her. And again, this is from Lori Whitlock, and you can use it with your Silhouette or a cut file or whatever machine you have that works with SVG files. And she cut out the back piece to make everything look seamless. So even though that doesn't look really bad, but just to make everything look like it's nice and finished, she gave that to you. So I really like that. So if you're watching, Lori, great job. I will keep buying your products just for that very reason. So just going to put a decent amount of adhesive on here, and I'm just going to make sure nothing's hanging over, and we'll just line it right up the best we can. And you can use your fingers as a guide, and I'm just making sure it's all straight there, and then just kind of gently press, because you know the glue might not be dry back here. So that's just going to kind of, see how nice it looks? It's just going to kind of reinforce our little top of our oven on there. So how cute! So it's it is coming together. So now the last thing that we have to do, I believe, and this is the trick I kind of wanted to show you because I just kind of came up with this, and I think it came out really cute. It cuts out 4 little circles, And I tested it on here what I wanted to kind of play around on. First I did it with just the lavender and inked them just because I didn't want them to look so stark white. And when I did that, it just wasn't enough. So then I decided to use my little Stampin' Up, the little daubers or whatever brand you can get that your finger goes in. And after I did them with this first, the Lulu Lavender, I dipped them in a little bit of yellow. I went around with the yellow one, and then I went around with orange to kind of mimic flames, like cooking on an oven, like your even though you don't cook the cupcakes on the top, but maybe I was making some tea or something while I was making my cupcake. So that's what I decided to do, but it was something simple, and I just like the two-tone colors. So like I can even go back in and if I want to add a little more yellow. So I just did like every other spot was like orange, yellow, orange, yellow, orange, yellow. And this kind of gave it, I think, a cute little look. Make it look like it's a little more realistic, even though who has a purple polka dotted oven? So then you simply want to go, let's put the lid on that before I stick my arm in it. You simply want to go and just do a little bit of your glue, if I can get it out. Again, this is an older one. You know what? Let's do our good old trusty ATG gun. So with my paint on it. So let's just do a little dab on here. So there's one, and when I do this, I just tuck it right